What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do your own edit, cinematic, or slow motion clip, whatever you want to do in Rocket League. Let's go. Alright, so before we start, there are a few things you guys will need to have. You need to be on PC for this to work at all. You need to download a few things from Bacchus Mod. You need to have a recording software. So personally, I use Metal. I'll show you guys my settings later for that. It really just whatever you want to do. As long as it can record or clip, that's fine. You guys will also need to have an editing software downloaded. It doesn't really matter what you use. I use DaVinci Resolve. For me personally, it's just the easiest to use, has the most options. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first step will be to download Bacchus Mod. So you go to your browser, or I'll put the link down in the description, right here. Download. It'll download. I already have it downloaded, so it's gonna do this stuff again. Just go here, click on the setup, let it load, click yes, yes, and then you guys can create a shortcut if you want to. Just click install, no, and then click launch, finish. Okay, cool. So now that we've downloaded Bacchus mod, the next step is to go to this replay item mod. I'll put the link down below. Click install. And if you get any pop-ups, just check the box or say yes. So you should have this download after that. So click on the download. You're going to click into plugins, and you'll see this DLL file. So once you see the DLL file, just stop right there, go to Bacchus mod, click file, and it should say open Bacchus mod folder. So go ahead and click that. Click into this plugins file, and you'll see all these DLL files. Click back into this one, where you just downloaded the item mod, and drag the DLL file into that. I've already done it once, so I won't do it again, but that's just the only step you have to do. And close out of files, and then you're good to open Rocket League. Okay, so the next step is to go ahead and open up Rocket League. Once you have that open, you're going to want to go into so I'll do this one. And I'll just head over to the first goal. Okay, so I'll edit this goal right here. Let's see what it is. Okay, perfect. So the first step you guys are going to do is you want to make sure you have the plugin. So it should look like this: replay manipulator open over open source. It's not replay item mod, it's this one right here. So once you see that, make sure it's good. Make sure you also go over to miscellaneous, the mis tab. You're gonna see enable developer console. You're gonna want to check that box. It's gonna be very important later. Also, check your in-game settings. Go to controls, view, controls. Make sure you have add keyframe here to the up key. That's really the only one that you really need to have. Basically just keep everything default. As long as everything's default, it should be good. So you guys are also want to check the bindings tab. This is pretty important. I just go ahead and use my settings for this video so we don't get confused on anywhere. And then you guys can change it later if you need to. So really the only ones we need is toggle dolly render. I have mine on O, not 0 O. And then dolly activate on 7 and dolly deactivate on 6. Okay, once you have all the bindings and settings figured out, you're gonna hit F6 on your keyboard to open up the console. So once the console's opened, we're gonna load in our plugins, not the ones we just got because those are already loaded in, but we're gonna load in for the camera angles, the cinematic kind of look. We're gonna type in a few different things. Type in 3 things. So first one, exec space Dollycam. Click enter. The next thing is gonna be dolly underscore interp mode 5 space 5. Click enter, and then dolly underscore spline underscore ACC space 5000. It's gonna make the cinematic look really smooth whenever we run it, and it'll really just sharpen up all the angles. If you guys don't do that, the camera angles aren't gonna be smooth, they're gonna be straight lines. So really to get that smooth look, we're gonna need to do the dolly spline thing as well. And just a quick tip, if you guys don't want to type out dolly underscore like these long ones, just hit tab once you see it and it types in the whole thing. Then you just gotta add the 5000 and click enter and then close. Okay, once we've closed out of the Bacchus mod console, we have to make sure in the replay that we're in fly mode and that the camera is on none. That way we can look around freely, fly freely, and now we're ready to go. So the way I make mine is I hit B to toggle the interface off so that way I can like really lock in on what I want to do. And so we'll let it play and let it play. We'll get to the part that I want to clip. So right here I go for the shot. So what I'm gonna do is right here is kind of where the clip starts, or kind of where like the shot starts. We're gonna use the speed button. So whatever your pause button is, if you're gonna do this on PS4 or Xbox, whatever your pause button is to pause the replay, you're gonna hold that down, and it should pop up this little menu, the speed menu. I usually go to 25%. This allows us to kind of do it slowly, and we can really get the right angles that we want without the gameplay just going everywhere. I'm gonna pause it right here. Make sure you're always paused whenever you're gonna do an angle. So to make an angle, you're gonna click up on your D-pad that we configured earlier on the settings. So click up on your D-pad, and then let it run. I want to get this angle as well. Click up on your D-pad again. Let it play, let it play. Oh, let's say I want to get this angle. Let it play. Each time I'm pausing and getting my angle right, you have to click up on your D-pad to make that new angle. So, got this angle. Let's say like I want to get like a wide out shot, maybe. This angle. Pause it. I want to get the goal explosion. Like that. So, I've clicked up on my D-pad every time it's paused. So now, if we press O on our keyboard to render it in, we should see our path. This is what it's going to look like. Something like that. It's going to have all these angles. Every single red spot is where we took a screenshot or a snapshot. So now we're going to make our speed go back to 100%. We're going to rewind. So as my car is going, so you can see that the camera angle is not working. It's because we haven't activated it yet. So you're going to press 7 from the bindings earlier. Press 7 to activate it. And now it should run just like this. So it followed our path like we wanted it to. And yeah, that's it. And then so obviously hide it so you can actually take your clip. You're going to press O again. Like that. So let's say I want to make another path. I didn't like that one. You're going to press F6 on your keyboard again to open up the console. And then you're going to type in dolly underscore path underscore clear. And now that path goes away. So just for sake of the tutorial, I'm going to make another path. So once I have that, I'll increase the speed back up to normal, rewind it, and click O on my keyboard so that we can watch the path again. Boom. So now we've created our path. So to save that path, we're gonna go dolly underscore path underscore save, and then type in the name. So I'm gonna make that like test 1. So now if let's say I accidentally clear it, dolly underscore path underscore clear, now I can do dolly underscore path underscore load and type in test 1. And my test should pop back up. Yep, there it is. And yeah, that's how you guys make paths and get the angles right. And now I'll show you guys how to edit it into a slow motion map changing kind of edit or montage. So the next step is to open up your clipping software and get that ready to go. So I use Metal. It's free. It could take 15 to 30 second to minute clips. You can obviously make the settings really good. So I just would recommend that. There's other options, obviously. Whatever you guys want to use. Once you download Metal, or if you already have Metal, I have my settings really high. It really depends on your PC performance. But this is what I use. High quality is fine as well. It'll work just as fine. Okay, so once we get our recording software figured out, we're gonna go into the clip and play it at normal speed. So the clip just ran, and I'll clip it. So once we've clipped it, we're gonna rewind it before the clip happens. So right here, and then pause it. And this is where we're gonna change the map. So once we taken that first clip, go to Bacchus mod again with F2, click plugins, and then go over here to replay manipulator open source. And you're gonna see map changer. Click on map changer. There's a few different maps I like to use for aesthetic. So for this one, we'll just do like Forbidden Temple, Fire and Ice. It's a really cool looking map. So once we've got on the map, make sure, so just go ahead and pause it quickly so the clip doesn't play. Make sure that we're on fly mode and that we're on none as well, or the camera's not on anyone. Once you get that, hide all this, and then run your clip again. Boom. Now clip it, and then rewind. Kind of just like a rinse and repeat process. Make sure it's pause. Click F2 again for box mod, and then just click. I'm gonna click a different map real quick. We'll do Manfield Stormy. Click X. Make sure to pause it. Go to fly mode because usually it switches to director mode every time you change the map. Hide all the name tags and stuff. Hide the interface, and then click play. And then boom, we've got 3 clips, and I'm gonna show you guys how to edit that and come out looking like mine. Okay, so once we have our clips saved, we're gonna want to open up your editing software. I use DaVinci Resolve personally. It's the easiest for me to use. It's free, so if you want to download that, just go to DaVinci and just download the free version. Don't buy anything, please, unless you want to. So once we get to DaVinci, we're gonna open up a new project. I'll name it Edit for YouTube. So create that project, and I go to Edit, and I make sure my timeline is on 60 FPS. So right click here, go to Timelines, create new timeline, uncheck Use Project Settings, go to Format, and then change all your formatting like that. So that way it's good for, unless you want it to be a 1920, but by 1080, I'm going to do it for like a phone, like TikTok. So I'm going to make it 1080 by 1920. And then also 60 FPS. So click create. And now I'll create our timeline down here. So now it's time to import the clips. So basically go to your clips folder, wherever you have your clips saved to. I just named mine Rocket League. And I have all these clips here. I'm going to use the 3 most recent ones because those are my clips that I took. So open those up and then drag them all in. Okay, so once you drag your clips in, we're gonna want to line them all up so that way whenever we do our map changes, it's smooth and seamless. So I'll just take this one and drag it all the way over until the clip starts. And you'll see my car appear right there. So wait, now this clip is done. Click this right here. It's gonna make it smaller so we can see the clip more. It just kind of focuses in on one point. As you can see, my other clips are all the way over here. So now I can really focus in where it actually starts. So just kind of fiddle with it until you get it on the exact millisecond it starts. So right here, boom. So I'm there. I'm gonna drag this side until where I want it to stop. So usually I find like a good point to stop it, like so I'll just stop at the frame after the camera stops moving. So the camera stopped moving right here, so I'm gonna leave it right there. And then just click here, full extent zoom, just to zoom back out, grab other clips. To move the red bar, you just click this line over here. So move, go here for roughly starts here, and now go back to my zoom, and really, I don't know where it starts, so right there, and then around the side, drag the frame after it stops moving, so camera starts right there, go back to the full zoom, and take that press repeat. Right there. Perfect, and boom, and so once I've got these 3 clips, they all should be lined up now. So what I'll do is I'll just drag them on top of one another. And then once again, you can see this one's like slightly longer than the last one. So I'll just move it in. And boom, they should all be lined up now. Okay, so once we've got our clips lined up like this, if you want to do slow-mo, we have to change the speed now. But if you want your clip to be normal speed, wait until the next step to continue. So let's say we want to do slow-mo. I'm going to change the speed. So right here, I change it to 50%. You're going to click Control R to change it. So click on your clip, click Control R, click this drop down arrow, change speed 50. Control R, drop down arrow, change speed 50. Perfect. So now I'm gonna left click, hold, and highlight all these clips and scroll down up here. You're gonna see a thing called retime process. Make sure that's off as optical flow. That'll make the clips smoother. So once we're here, just really now what to do is just chop up the edits. If you want to use a normal speed and you didn't go slow-mo, this process also applies to you. So click the blade tool or whatever you use to separate if you're on different software. And we'll do every second we'll do a change. So 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. We'll go to 2 seconds. Alright, perfect. So now we have our map changes. Everything's lined up, everything's chopped up the exact same. So let's say I wanted the clip to start with this map. So I'll delete these top two. And then say I wanted the map to change to this one. So I'll delete these two. And basically your process just rinses and repeats just like that. Exact same for everything. Boom. Everything's lined up. And once we play it, it should be in slow-mo, looking exactly like this. Map changes perfect. Okay, so to change the resolution, let's say this is way too zoomed in for me, and you didn't really center your car like I did. Like I didn't center my car. We'll make the zoom. We'll select everything, select all the clips, and we'll make the zoom X up here. Type in 0.75, and that'll zoom out a little bit. So now we can see more of the car here. And let's say you didn't center your car at all. That's probably a problem. You should probably go back and redo the clips, because usually all mine you'll see are the car is very centered. So that way I don't have to change the dimensions and have all this black space. Here, you're gonna hit deliver, hit add to render queue. We'll name our file YouTube video clip. Hit enter, and it'll pop up here, and then just click render all, and you're done with your edit. Yeah. So once we have it here, boom, it should be in our downloads right here. Perfect. And you guys can add music too. Obviously, you have to do that in the editing process, or just put it into TikTok, throw some music over it. Yeah, that's how you do it. Thank y'all for watching. That was my first YouTube long form content really that I posted as a tutorial. It's been highly requested since I've started posting those edits. So just want to make a quick one for y'all. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching. Peace.